Okay, so I stopped the recording there. I know it's there, but I plugged my earbuds in, so maybe it's going through those at least. So it might be better. It might not. Who fucking knows? But I don't know. But yeah, the other issue too, though, is like my actual day-to-day life is pretty boring. You know, a lot of people who do this kind of stuff live like not necessarily like extremely entertaining lives, but they go and do stuff and they hang out with friends and whatnot. And I am just recently graduated from college, and I live out in the fucking sticks, and there's nothing around me. I joke all the time, like the nearest Walmart is like an hour away, you know, and that's a Walmart. Much less like a social hub or anything like that. The only kind of social activities going on anywhere near me is like 60-year-olds at the bar, which is not exactly my speed, but you know, power to them. But yeah, I'm not sure. I guess to start with journal-wise, you know, how my day is. Day went fine. Had work. I'm not going to say where my job is. I'm not going to necessarily hide it, because I do have some pretty outspoken political associations or afflictions. I don't know what you'd call it. Bias, maybe. That I would not exactly like to be traced back to my job. Not because I think my job particularly cares, but it's technically not allowed. We're supposed to be bipartisan, but whatever. Who gives a shit? But the day went fine. It was actually pretty hectic. Monday, right after MLK Day, and the day after holidays are always incredibly busy. Much busier than my normal station, where I work every Saturday, guaranteed. Where I like do nothing but sit on my phone for 3 hours as no one comes in. The place I travel to is a lot busier than that most days, but especially today. So it's kind of nice, you know. It's not like I'd like to be super busy every day, but at least I feel like I'm working. Get a little bit of value in that. Anything else going on? Not particularly. I ordered a bunch of G Fuel during the Black Friday sale, buy one get one free. And the reason why is I bought a SodaStream, except not a SodaStream. It's the Drink Mate. I got that, which can carbonate whatever you want. And the reason I bought that, and with the G Fuel, is so I can low-key kind of kick my energy drink habit. I don't want to kick energy drinks caffeine. I don't care enough for that. Why is this guy signaling to me? Or is he signaling to me? Oh, he's actually turning right here. Oh. Jeez. Poor guy. I'd hate to drive on those dirt roads. But I want to drink the fucking expensive part of the energy drink habit. Holy fuck, man. I drink, like, let's say a pretty criminal amount, right? I drink 2 to 3 energy drinks a day. Sometimes more, sometimes less. And a single Monster or whatever, which is mainly what I drink. I drink Ultra Monsters. One, because I love the taste of them, but two, it's because they're sugar-free, calorie-low. Which, you know, they're still chocked full of shit that's unhealthy for you, but it's better than, like Ghosts or some shit. But mainly because I like the taste. But holy shit, man. Like, the cheapest I could buy those is maybe like $2.50 a pop. In some places as expensive as like $3.20. So if I'm drinking 2 to 3 a day, that's every day I'm spending like $5 to $7. That's crazy. God forbid I drink more than that, right? It's pretty nutty. So my idea is, I bought the G Fuel for fairly cheap, right? 100 servings, and a serving I think is 8 ounces. So let's say, like, put it in the Ultra Monster terms, 50 servings for $35, which is really good. That's much cheaper than Monsters. Monsters I could get 12 servings for like $20. I'm getting almost 4 times the servings for like not even double that price. So the idea is I make the G Fuel, I put it in the shaker cup, I pour it in the Drink Mate, I carbonate it, and the carbonation thing is like $20 for like 100 liters, but that's also quite a lot, and it's also like, it's cheaper in the long run. like Fanta, but it got close enough. I could see someone wanting to do it like that. I really want to carbonate a cranberry juice because I think that'd be really good. But yeah, so anyway, get the drink mate, got the G Fuel, gonna make that. Hopefully, I enjoy the taste because I haven't had G Fuel in forever. I normally buy Gamer Subs, but as far as cost effectiveness, the black buy one get one free Black Friday deal is just so much better value. I got 4 tubs for like $65, which is like, it's great. Unfortunately, G Fuel's a piece of shit company. Like I said, I ordered it Black Friday. It arrived today, January 20th, 2026. It took almost exactly like 2 months for the G Fuel to arrive, which is kind of crazy, especially because like it wasn't supposed to take that long. It said like when I first ordered it, it said like it'd ship out. I think it was like, I want to say like November 27th is when it would ship, and then it got like the December 14th, and I got like nothing. And then like on the 22nd, they sent out an email being like, "Hey, sorry for the delay. We're gonna be early January." Still not early January. It came on the 20th. I'd say that's late January, but I don't know. I got my drinks. So finally, the fucking drink mate thing has just been sitting on my counter for 2 goddamn months because I ordered them at the same time. The drink mate itself was only like $100, by the way, which I think is also a pretty fine deal up front. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So it's a much cheaper habit. And also, I'm now like, there's also costs now where it's like before I would just walk into the store and I would just buy like 2, 3, 4 drinks. Now I actually have to sort of make the thing, which get it twisted. It's incredibly easy to make. Water in the shaker cup, little bit of powder in the shaker cup, shake, 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 pour it into the drink mate container, spritz it, and then like I either can drink it right out of that, or probably what I'm going to do is pour it back into the shaker cup. And I think my shaker cup was like 32 ounces, so or no, 24? I'll have to check. But there is still more of a barrier there where like once I drink that cup, I will now be presented with the idea of, okay, do I really want to drink more? Fuck you, Mr. Bright Sky. God damn. Holy shit. God, dude, LEDs are crazy, man. But, you know, you get the idea that, like, oh, yeah. Because once I drink the container, I then have to look into my soul and be like, do I care enough to drink this to go and make another one? And the answer probably is no. We'll have to see. Because that's the other thing I like. One of the main reasons I drink like energy drinks like I do is because like they taste like kind of bad, and I don't mean like, I don't think they actually taste bad, but like kind of like a really fresh Sprite. You can't really chug it, you know what I mean, without feeling sort of queasy. Because I like drinking stuff. Like that's my main. It's one of my main sources of I don't know, calming times during the day, which maybe if once I get on ADD medication, that'll kind of go away. We'll see. But I really like drinking stuff. I like drinking variety, like variety of things. My ideal fridge is like frozen food that's easy to make, and then like 17 different kinds of drinks. But the problem with like more like better for you drinks, like juices and waters and Propels or whatever, like that sort of thing, is or Gatorades, I find they're way too easy to drink. Like, I don't know. I open up a Gatorade, I drink once, I drink like a almost half the bottle, I go for a second drink like 5 minutes later, and then the bottle's gone, and now the bottle is just gone. While energy drinks, I don't feel like I need to drink that much to kind of get that same sort of like quenched, not like I don't know what to call it, wetness in my mouth, but that's not exactly the correct term. And so I tend to sip them a lot more. That is like the one reason I kind of like Ghosts, is that Ghosts are kind of sour. And so like I really do, like I could buy probably one Ghost a day and drink it throughout the day, and it lasts me. But I don't know. And like pop is almost there, but I think pop is just easier to drink, especially once it stops being as fizzy. Energy drinks kind of still have a bit of a kick to them, even when they go flat. Pops really don't. At least the pops I like, which are like Sprite, root beer, and like Fanta. I'm not a big fan of the dark, like the root pops, like Pepsi and Dr. Pepper. So I don't know. So I can't really sip on those throughout the day either. But yeah, but I'm excited. It came in, so you know that's good. Other news going on? Not really. I guess like this would be going up on my YouTube channel, so I can talk about my YouTube related things here. I very recently have completed Hitman 3. Well, technically Hitman World of Assassination, the whole trilogy. I played through the game on stream, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot. I think the game is like incredibly refreshing to play. There are some simulator games out there, but none kind of do it like Hitman. I don't know. Like slowly feeling you like while playing, getting to understand the systems going on, and then being able to kind of use them. It is so enjoyable, and I think it's only going to get more enjoyable as I play it more and get better at it. I played the missions just trying to complete them, you know, mainly for like the story. But now I'm going to be doing not only like the actual mission stories and the like levels, but the challenges, and especially like Silent Assassin suit only, which I think is really like a cool testament of how much you can sort of finagle the NPCs to do what you want, which I think is really cool. Because some of my favorite moments in the game is when like there'll be a bunch of people behind me, and I'll open a door, and like, but none of them are looking at me, and so I'll open a door. I will shoot the target who is surrounded by guys from like a room away. Shoot them, instantly shut the door, and then I just kind of walk away. And because it's the way NPCs operate, they don't notice. Or like other variations of that, where like I've been in a bush and I've shot a guy and I immediately just drop the weapon and walk away, and they don't really notice. Or I'll walk into an adjacent room, there's a costume that I put on, and then they don't notice, like that sort of thing. That sort of stuff is so cool, and like no game really be doing it like Hitman, which is pretty astounding, because like Hitman 1 like came out I want to say 2016, 2015, maybe a little later, maybe 2018 at the latest, but I feel like that's more Hitman 2 era. So it's been almost 10 years, give or take, and we haven't really even seen like someone attempt a copycat, which is kind of surprising. And you know, it's not like Hitman's the only one to ever do a sim game. Sim games kind of had a big like pop there in like kind of early 2010s, late 2000s. I remember playing Deus Ex Machina, which was above my head at the time when I played it, which was at like the age of like 10. But I remember feeling of like, oh, you can actually do a lot of shit here. Other games kind of like that. Thief, the remaster, and I'm sure the older games are like that too. That's probably one of the closer things we've gotten to like a Hitman type like finagling of NPCs, I imagine. Because that game is also like, I do think sim games like this are exceptional when they're stealth based. And then the game series, I think they might have came out at the same time, but I think I definitely think they took a lot of inspiration from Thief is Dishonored, and Dishonored is an incredibly fun game series for the same reason. You can do a lot of stuff with it, but again, like even then, like kind of nothing does it like Hitman. Yeah, the idea that like the way the disguise system is such an ingenious fucking development, and like the original Hitman had that. What a brilliant idea to have like certain areas that you can't go into. The other games kind of accomplish this via something like a key card or whatever, but we're Dishonored, and I don't know about Deus Ex, but we're like Dishonored and Thief, like, different, is that you go into the area you're not supposed to, and you just sort of hide, right? There's no disguise system. Yeah, it's going to get kind of dark in here because it's night early. It'll be okay. I believe in you. But yeah, so like in like Dishonored Thief, you go somewhere you're not supposed to, your only options are like distraction and hide. And like Hitman has that sort of in the Silent Assassin suit only type of deal, but that's like supposed to be the challenge mode. And honestly, I think I think it'll be fun to play it. I don't think it's going to be the most enjoyable way to play the game. I think having fun with the disguise system is definitely the intended way. And I think it's really cool. So I don't know. The only other games that I'm trying to rack my head about, like sim games kind of like that, is like kind of some like RPG type games, you know, like Cyberpunk, but even then, not really. Cyberpunk kind of, and The Witcher, I think, is also like this, where you kind of hit like the sim is how you approach it, and like a sense of like you can use X sort of way. You can use stealth, you can do combat, you can do hacking, you can do abilities, you can use gun shooty, you can do melee. And so there's a large variety in like approach, more to a play style, but you're not actually like interacting. Like it's not like what make another thing that makes Hitman cool is that different NPCs are coded to act differently in certain scenarios. You have guard NPCs and super guard NPCs and like tattletale NPCs and kind of like whatever, like not actually really like nothing NPCs. They're not even really NPCs. They're just kind of like people walking around that kind of notice stuff sometimes. And depending on what costume you wear, they'll also treat you differently when you do certain things. And so there's a lot more improvising in something like Hitman that like something like Cyberpunk doesn't really have, because you don't really improvise. You sort of just plan what your kit does, and then you just enact on your kit once you're in the scenario, which is great fun, but it's no sim game, you know what I mean? Not like that. But I don't know. So, which is funny because, like, unironically, the next game that's going to be kind of like Hitman is just 007, who's made by the same people, because, you know, obviously. Which I'm super excited for. I pre-ordered it. It's actually a bit crazy because I realized I pre-ordered that, and then the other thing I pre-ordered the Lego Batman game. I forget exactly what it's called, but it's the one that kind of takes a riff on all the movies. Has like kind of like the Arkham style combat or whatever. You know what I'm talking about if you're aware. But I didn't realize, man, that like 007 comes out May 25th and like Batman comes out May 27th. They're literally like back to back. What the fuck, man? I'm not gonna have time to play. It's September all over again. Fuck. I'm gonna have to kind of pick one to play, even though I pre-ordered both of them. I'll probably play 007 first. Like a Batman can wait forever. But speaking of September, that's the other thing I think I'm gonna be doing next. It's like I still have a lot to do in Hitman 3, Silent Assassin Suit only, the challenges, mission stories. I also have a lot of the side content, the 7 Deadly Sins story, the Travajo campaign or whatever, like those. I also have. I'm on Peacock, but I think it's also like the base Hitman servers. Those the older escalation challenges. I'm gonna try those out too. So, you know, I have a lot to do left in Hitman, but I don't really want to burn myself out. So I think I'm gonna go back to a game I missed pretty heavy in September, and I'll be honest, it's kind of a coin toss. So September was a great month for me, because 4 games came out that are sequels to maybe my favorite games of all time, which is really difficult. Hades 2, Silk Song, Dying Light the Beast, and then Borderlands 4. Hollow Knight and Hades are probably my favorite games of like the last like 5-10 years, like me being what I would consider more of like a later teenager adult, with the exception of like I do like Signalis more as like a video game, but those two are pretty there. And then like Dying Light and Borderlands are probably like two of the most played games I played as like a child. Slash like early teen. I don't think I'm like breaking records out there, but like I probably have a solid, I don't know, 300 hours in Borderlands 2, probably more. Borderlands 3, shit ton of the pre-sequel. I played the pre-sequel. I probably beat the pre-sequel like 5 or 6 times. And then Borderlands 3, I've played like 3 or 4 times. And then the last time I played, I actually like I went through and I collected every legendary weapon, which took a fucking forever, by the way. Holy shit. Kind of low-key miserable. Not really. I think I recorded it. I can have this on. There's no one else on the road. I really don't like that. Can I have this on? Is that any better? Not really. Fuck it. You can just have me. I wish there was a way to have like a light thing on my homepage, but whatever. So, but yeah, anyway, all those games came out in like September, man. Oh, fuck. What am I supposed to do? September was also the month, like September into October was the month I was the busiest with work so far. I worked like 60-hour weeks, like 4 weeks in a row. And then like 40-hour weeks, like surrounding that. So I low-key kind of had to pick and choose, which was difficult. I started out with Silksong. I beat Act 1, and then I kind of took a small break, and I played a bit of the Dying Light, the Beast. And I didn't get... It's kind of hard to gauge how far in the Dying Light I got, because it's fairly open world. But not too far. I probably only put like maybe 10 hours into it, 15 at the most. Fuck that guy. You can see how literally light my face was. Holy shit. But the game that really... And I played Borderlands for like no time. Like the day it came out, I put in like 3 hours, and then I haven't touched it since. Mainly because I know in my heart that I will go back to it eventually and love it. Also because it's Borderlands, it's honestly probably best for me to wait a while because... one, they're going to have DLCs, and the DLCs are probably going to be some of the best parts of the game. But two, Borderlands 4 is a quite large game, and like pretty much every game ever to release now, but especially large, like triple array games, is full of bugs and sub-optimization and balance changes, and I would prefer to play like the more finished product. So, I bought it, and I don't mind waiting. So I'll play that eventually. But the game that actually took like the most amount of my time was Hades 2. Holy shit, Hades 2 is a great game. It's easily the best roguelite. Get that shit twisted. God, what a fucking shitty genre. Hades 2 is the only one with like that kind of respects your time. Except maybe Binding of Isaac these days, but even that, I'm not sure about that one. But like Hades 2 is the only one where you're actually making like meaningful progression to something, and it feels like natural and the whole time. And oh my god, there's so much like all the boons are great, all the weapons are great. There's so much like small skill expression you can have. The Arcana system is really good, although I do kind of wish. I like it. I like it a lot more than like the sort of permanent upgrade system that Hades 1 had. The idea that you could just pick certain stats to max and have it be a part of like a build is, I think, a lot more enjoyable. But yeah, brilliant game. I played it and I like beat Chronos the first time, kind of at the same time I got to, I finished Silksong Act 2. But from there, it was like to the races. I just had to finish like Hades 2. I wanted to see like the epilogue and whatnot. So I spent like probably a good 20 to 40, I don't know the exact amount of time, hours beating it. But as such, I've actually yet to beat Silksong Act 3, which is a shame. Because honestly, like I think Hades 2 is the best roguelite of all time. Silksong's still probably a better game. And I fucking love Hollow Knight. I've played Hollow Knight so much. I'm a Silk Song Ride or Die truther. I think like so far since Act 2, I don't think that game has done anything poorly. Slight exception, fuck me, is everything expensive. God damn, bro. Why in the, like, holy shit. I think it's kind of because they don't want you buying everything. Because, like, I don't know. I think there is a bit of expression picking and choosing what stuff you want to buy. But fuck me, man. I died, I would say, relatively few times. Like, at the end of Act 2, I probably had maybe 50 deaths total. I'll even bump it. I'll even say like 60 to 75, which I think that's a real high ball. Of those deaths, I probably failed to recover my shade, I would say maybe 10 times. And mainly all in the fucking bog area on repeat, so like I didn't even lose shit from it. And I was struggling to buy stuff from like the beginning of the game. And it was like, it blew me away. I think the other thing too is there's a lot more shops in this game than like Hollow Knight. But yeah, but like the fact that like, and this is, other people have this like reaction too though, is like, there's kind of this idea that once you get to the Citadel, you kind of have to farm a little. Like a lot of, because they drop a lot of rosaries in comparison. But especially the big guards outside of like the Clockwork Twins, the dancers, they drop a lot, and you're kind of like not incentivized necessarily, but you kind of want to farm them in order to actually buy some stuff, which I feel is really not an issue like Hollow Knight had. I think the only time I ever felt pressured to farm, and you would farm the big guardian guys in the City of Tears, one of the shields and the fucking big staff thing or whatever. And the only reason I would farm them is for like Unbreakable Greed and Unbreakable like Strength, which were like late games on purpose super expensive items. And that's the only time I think I really felt pressure to farm. Maybe like a little for like shit I didn't grab the first time around, but that was all stuff like I really felt like I didn't need or didn't even want to use, that I was just buying for like the 100% completion thing. Like things like the charm pin, the map pins and stuff. Those like sort of buys, and it's like, god damn, man. I don't know. That's the one thing I didn't enjoy about Silk Song, is I felt like I hit a point where I just wanted to try some new items and I couldn't, because I just literally like money walled, and it took so long to get the funds for it. And God forbid you go to Act 3 too early, because then like a lot of the Citadel farm spots are gone, and now you're just fucking raw dogging it. I don't know. Anyway, that's a complete side tangent. More importantly, I never beat Act 3, and so I think I want to go back and beat Act 3. But the problem is I really don't want to just load up my save and then just be Act 3, because I kind of don't know where I'm at or like what I've done, and then I feel like it's gonna throw me off. And now I want to say, like, I know they show you on the map stuff you can do and whatnot, but it's been almost 5 months since I've played, so I think I want to beat it fresh. But at the same time, then, it's only been 5 months, so I think it feels a little weird to replay the beginning. So I haven't decided yet. Because I'm going to take because the reason I'm thinking about another game, because like even though there's a lot more stuff to do in Hitman, I don't want to burn myself out on it. So I'm definitely going to take breaks and play other games in between. And so I'm trying to think of the next single-player game I want to play. And it's probably one of those three I have: Borderlands, Silk Song, or Dying Light. But I'll, like, again, like Dying Light, I kind of forget where I'm at, so like, I kind of want to replay it. But at the same time, like, it's been too recent. And replaying is going to be kind of a slog, because like the fucking, even though I think the intro tutorial shit is good, it takes like a fucking hour and a half to get out of that goddamn facility and like actually start doing stuff. By God, the first time, like, holy shit, by the time you beat the first monster, the big guy, and then like you interact with the survivors, and then you turn on the fucking like power for them. Holy shit, it's like 3 hours. It's crazy. And I don't really know if I'm trying to do all that exactly. So I have the idea that something I bought kind of around Dying Light the Beast is because I owned it on Xbox before I had my computers, really, and I played it there. So I don't own it on my computer until now, but it's Dying Light 2, which I might go back and play because I haven't played it since it came out, and I've heard they have actually done quite a large amount of changes to it. And yeah, that might be enjoyable, you know? I don't know. I'm still here, by the way. Woo! It's just dark out. I don't really know how to fix this problem. I'll look for something. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I might go back and play Dying Light 2. I might move on. I might do something new. I've been wanting to play Horizon Zero Dawn, for example. I might play that. I recently bought the Deus Ex games. I might just play those, although they're probably too similar to Hitman. Same thing with Thief. I also bought them recently. There was a Humble Bundle deal. Actually, it was a deal on GOG, not Humble Bundle. Is this my exit? No, that's open. On the next exit. You didn't hear that name, by the way. You have no idea where that place is. I don't know. So, well, we'll see. We'll see. It's rough. I not even including pirating, which I would never do. Hey, look at me. Look at me. I would never pirate. Me? Pirating? Nuh-uh. Never. I only have 1,000 games on my computer. But putting aside some of those, which I think were gifted to me via Steam by like random people, who knows? Not pirating. I would never. I actually have, now that I have a job and like a lot of Humble Bundle deals and stuff, especially some of the some older games, I actually have a surprising amount of games now that to play through, and that's, again, that's not even including the games that were gifted to me. And so I kind of have a bit of choice paralysis here. Or like, do I want to play action games? Like, I could play Just Cause. I could play through the Uncharted games, which I got. And I'm actually, I've emulated and stolen Nintendo games. Yeah, I will stand on that shit. Fuck Nintendo. But for example, I still have yet to complete Mario 64. I've never played Sunshine. I've never played Galaxy. I've never played Pokemon Coliseum, Gale of Darkness. I've never played Pokemon Ranger. Well, I've played one Pokemon Ranger. I've never played Mystery Dungeon games. So there's a lot of options there for me to choose from. I have like 90 goddamn fan-made like Poke-ROMs. Oh, hello. Pokemon like ROMs / like Pokemon fan games I could play. One of them I do want to finish. I started playing that Pokemon Neon Guardians. And that one's pretty recent on the Footage channel. I want to say I played that in November. I want to finish that. So that's probably, that might be what I do today. But see, that one feels weird because I went through a stint where in my room setup, so I share a room with my younger stepbrother for the moment, because that's just, you know, I live at home and that's just what we have to do. And I felt really uncomfortable streaming for a while. One, because I don't want his like voice coming through necessarily. Partially for privacy, partially because he says a lot of stupid shit, which I do not condone, but it happens. And so I didn't really want to deal with that. And the other thing is the way my desk set up, like my camera was kind of on him / like on his bed behind me, and on top of that too, it's just, even if neither of those were a problem, it's kind of embarrassing to like stream while like talking to it. I have now fixed a lot of those issues. I've changed a lot of my mic settings, so it really shouldn't pick him up unless I'm talking. and even then he should be quiet, like drowned out by me. The camera is now like towards a wall. It's not facing him. Like it's impossible for him to be on it. And I've also kind of gotten over him like talking in front of him. Partially one, because most of the time I stream, he's asleep because he goes to bed early. And my mic can pick me up when I am very quiet, and he's also a really heavy sleeper, so it kind of works out there. But anyway, and also get it twisted too. A lot of it was also just like stream paralysis, where it ain't crazy. You can see me from this guy's fucking headlights. It's insane. But a bit of it was like stream paralysis, where it was like, streaming's hard. For me, it's a commitment of not like necessarily like hard work or time or whatever, but the idea that like I hit the stream button and now I'm sort of locked in, like I feel bad leaving the stream alone. Let's say I just literally wanted to go for a walk or something like that. Even though like it's not that serious, like in a way it feels kind of like clocking into a second shift, which I don't really enjoy, and so I struggle at hitting the go live thing if it's not routine. I've also not broken that, so I should be going live sooner. As long like my only next break is in like April, which I'll talk about in probably the next video, because I've done it exceptionally well. I'm actually almost home. It's been almost 40 minutes, so this has gone pretty much perfect. I hit my topic and stuff. It was actually really good. But anyway, there was a bit of time there where I still didn't want to let the games I was playing be like kind of forgotten. And so I recorded them and posted them to the footage channel, but I didn't stream them. Well, now it's kind of weird to stream them because, like, I don't know. I mainly have one viewer right now, and I don't think he cares. He only joins because we're chilling there. But it feels kind of weird to me to like start streaming midway through a game I've played, which is something again I'm probably just gonna have to like pseudo get over. But we'll see. I think tonight I'm not going to stream a while. I might literally just stream Deadlock, because I was going to mention that. That's the other thing. Deadlock has taken over my life. A lot of my waking hours, I'm thinking of playing Deadlock, even though I only play 1 to 2 matches a day. The game is incredibly fun and incredibly skill expressive, and I want to get better at it and play it a lot. And so that's going to be probably a mainstay for me for a while. But that's okay, So yeah, today I'll play a bit of Deadlock. I might play some Pokemon. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of home. I really don't want to start another topic. I guess like real quick news. A fire was at my house. Like not at my house, but it was not even like 2 miles away from my house about 3 nights ago. Luckily the wind blew the opposite way, so nothing bad happened, but like we even had like an evacuation order type of deal, which is pretty crazy. I don't know, you can see it from my window. You can see the orange glow from a long way away. Like I was 30 minutes away, like pretty much 30 miles, and I could like, even though it's completely dark, I saw like an orange like glow kind of around where I lived, which was the fire, which is pretty crazy. But you can see it for a while. Luckily, I don't think anything too bad's happened. At least I haven't heard about it. So, that's good. But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't particularly like scared, because by the time I learned about it, I learned that like it was already known that it wasn't going to really be a problem for my town. But it's still sort of, I don't know how like the word to describe it. It's still like curious, I guess, or interesting maybe, but it's not really interesting because it is just a fire. But something unusual that kind of breaks the mundanity of day-to-day life. So yeah, it was that. I don't know. Texted my grandma about it. It an excuse to text your grandma about something is probably pretty neat. Unless you talk to your grandma a lot, and then that's just mundane to you. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, pretty much 40 minutes on the dot. I'm currently home, so if anyone ever watches this, thanks for listening to me ramble. We're gonna call this Frontseat Freestyle because that's funny to me. So yeah, okay. Well, have a great day. Bye bye.